Hey everybody, welcome back to Str8 Talk, no bullshit.
Hey, hey.
How you ladies doing?
Hey.
Doing good.
How's everybody doing?
Good, good, good. Hey everybody, I'm Jay. I'm your host tonight. This is Tanya. Francis Taz over in the right-hand corner. Down below in the left-hand corner, we got Nay. And over to the right-hand corner, lower right-hand corner, we have Suelo.
How's everybody
doing ladies,
tonight?
good to see y'all. We got a good topic to talk about tonight. I'm going to tell y'all, actually, when I started reading about it, it made me say, I'm narcissistic. If you read all the characteristics and traits about how to diagnose somebody who's a narcissist, I'm telling you, it'll be everybody in the whole world. Don't you think so?
Look,
It'll be everybody. I feel like you shouldn't put labels on personalities, but that's just my opinion.
Let me tell y'all something. We just this topic came up. We talked about it, and we said, okay, this is something we might be able to talk about. So in doing that, I started looking at Jay. She was taking a nap,
And I started looking at her.
I was looking all upside her head while I was still looking at stuff. I said, Lord, I'm living with a narcissist. This is her, like the crown and all. I think this is yes. But when you think about it, you know, I'm all jokes aside. I mean, I think maybe everybody has a little bit in them.
To me, it's like the common cold. You know what I'm saying? They label all these symptoms, all these signs, and it could point to any disease. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that these psychologists and these doctors got it right. I can't. Not when it comes to being a narcissist. That's just my opinion. What do you think, Suelo?
Well, I mean, to a certain degree, we all have some kind of traits of it, to a certain degree.
I agree.
But no, I mean, to be one, actually, it's a lot. It's really in depth, because I just finished dealing with one, and that's ridiculous. Everything is about them, me. Look at me, it's crazy.
Okay.
I feel like we all have some semblance of some of the traits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
We
I
do.
feel like if there's an agenda behind it, or if you're trying to accomplish something in the end or manipulate somebody, then you're a narcissist. Sometimes it can be mistaken. You're just trying to protect the person you're with, and you can be labeled a narcissist.
So what is a narcissist? What is one?
Give us a definition.
May Francis?
Plenty of characteristics. They think about themselves. They're self-absorbed. They think everything is about them. They just have a big ego.
They could also be betrayed as a bigot too, in some sense.
What about Nate? Yeah.
A narcissist to me, is somebody that's always self-absorbed. Me. Look at me. It doesn't matter if it's negative or positive, as long as the attention is on me. I was in a situation just similar to that. How you gonna fix this? This is your fault. You did this to me. I went through that for multiple years, and for a long time, that narcissist made me feel like I had to pay the piper for the way they felt. As the kids got older and became young adults, and they wanted to sprout off and do their own thing, they need to be here with us. That's what family do. No, baby, they making families of their own. They not finna stay tied down to us. They not kids anymore.
So it's the me, I, self-absorbed.
Couldn't that be confused with self-love?
Yeah,
but
nothing. At the same time, nothing is never their fault.
Nothing is never their fault. Exactly.
They can never admit when they're wrong. Everything is everybody else's fault.
I don't know.
Taz, chime in.
I mean, you got to remember, like you said earlier, this thing has symptoms just like anything else. So it could be misconstrued to be something else. It could be, you know what I'm saying, have all the signs of the same as something else. It may not even be that, but it, you know, it's a type of person that, like y'all said, has an excessive need for admiration. You know what I'm saying? It's like way over the top. There's a difference between being a narcissist and being conceited. You see what I'm saying? We tend not to like conceited people, but the thing of it is that a narcissist, that's over the top. You know,
Extra, just super
yeah,
extra.
everything is extra. Everything is all about that person. You can mess around, be walking down the street with one. They like you get hit by a car. They don't care. Well, did you see what I got on today? They care less.
Now,
Mm.
see,
It's all about them.
I've dealt with those
so
type of people.
okay.
Or you be
Yeah.
on the phone with somebody, and the whole time you just sitting there. I talked about this on one show. You just sitting there on the show. I mean, on the phone with that friend, and the whole time for 2 hours straight, they're just consistently talking about themselves. You know what I'm saying? You just sitting there holding the phone.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, girl.
All right.
Yeah, I understand.
I
never
dealt
once,
with- I
never
dealt-
once asking about you.
Right.
I dealt with the
Oh.
situation to where you just sit up and let them talk about me. You didn't even try to protect me. You ain't say nothing in honor of my name. Baby, who was talking about you, baby? Who was, baby, tell me who was talking about you. I so correct it.
Me, I, self-absorption. So you would say that there's a difference. There is a difference because I'm still sitting here thinking, and I look at the characteristics that I have. I look at yours or people in my family, and I say it's still. If you look at it like Jay said earlier, it's like the symptoms on most diagnoses of illnesses, diarrhea, vomiting. You know what I'm saying? That's like on every single thing. Period. That's baseline. And you look at some of the characteristics of I'm self-absorbed, or I may be conceited, all about myself, don't have a lot of consideration for other people. I think it's so what makes it different is like Francis, you said it's over the top extra, but like to what extreme? How do you know if you're in?
I'm gonna say I can be extra sometimes. You know, a lot of people say
She says sometimes.
Sometimes they say like posting a lot of pictures on Facebook or social media. That means that you're a narcissist. No. What's wrong with having self-love?
Ain't that what
like
the
I
media
said,
is for? The book you're supposed to share, right?
I believe it's the
But-
agenda that you have behind what you're doing. If you have a foul agenda, then I feel like you're a narcissist.
So what about like if you just go out, because I've met people, they just go out and they just buy materialistic things to keep people in their life, because without those materialistic things, you know, it's like, and so with those things, they're controlling. It's like, look at me, I have this, you know, so it's like, there it is.
So are they controlling the person that they're in a relationship with by
No,
going out buying?
it's not relationship, it's surroundings. I'm not talking about really, I'm talking about surroundings.
What do you mean?
Family.
But
I'm talking about family. I'm talking about
elaborate
family.
a little bit and explain to me
Okay,
because I'm not getting it.
So it's like, so this person is always about me, look at me. So they'll go above and beyond to get extra things so people can just show them that attention. It's all about me. It's about me. So
Attention seeker. Is that what you're saying?
That person will go broke and buying things just to, you know, but then whenever she's around, it's all about, you know, like control, you know, I you know, it's not never I did this or I did that, but it's like they know if they don't do things a certain way, then they're not going to get those materialistic things.
What about like if you're in a relationship? Okay, when we're talking about this, when you first hear the word or you think about the term, you instantly get a negative vibe, right? It's just negativity. And ordinarily, if you see this or hear this and the over the top people that are being extra, whatever, you would avoid it because you know what's going to probably come with it, right? You would avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the secret ones? Like if you're in a relationship and in the beginning everything is cool and great, but then things start to shift and turn. So I don't know, by then you're in love and you're deep in it. So how do you decipher those different characteristics that that person's now showing you? I mean,
A lot of times it is a surprise. It creeps up slowly.
Well, look-
And Connie, to answer your question about the person, whoever you were describing, maybe that's insecurity. Because a
They're
lot of
insecure?
narcissist people, they are insecure people. And so, they do all the extra.
Thinking
But,
somebody
Extra
always out to get them and ain't nobody out to hurt them.
extra
I had a situation
Extra
where,
like what? Like buying extra things to get
yeah,
attention because they crave that attention. They have to have that attention. It feeds them.
yep. And once they do something for you, it's what I did for you. Oh, I did this for you. I
Oh,
did that.
okay.
Yeah. It's control with that attention. Definitely.
I mean,
And like you said, Tanya, in the beginning of the relationship, everything
Flowers and
everything
roses.
is great, and slowly they start to take that power and that control over you. They slowly do it. But in the beginning,
Yeah.
they got you all in love and wrapped up. You know what I'm saying? They showing you all these good things. To finally, they get control over your brain. They get control over you. So they take the power and they start beginning to control you
And
And
see,
they
that's how a
make
lot of
because they
people.
know you at your weakest point.
they make you think it's your fault. They thrive off of everything being on you.
okay,
You know,
okay.
you did this, you did that, you let them do this, you let them. They don't take ownership to their own shortcomings.
Yeah,
That's
but see, that's
true.
how a lot of people lose themselves, and they don't even realize it.
So not taking ownership of yourself, of what you do. You can't
Yep.
take fault. So it's in. I think something is that like when we were talking. Me and Jay were talking about it, and we were saying fear is something that fuels this. I guess narcissistic behavior. The fact that they
Yeah,
don't
fear of losing somebody. Fear of losing control.
fear of even acknowledging your own self flaws. Like you said, that you can't accept what you've done. It's always somebody else's fault or some other reason why you made me do whatever I'm doing.
Fear of
Something
being
like that. So
judged.
fear is a fueling narcissist. It
But
fuels that type of
but
behavior.
isn't that type of characteristic taught? I
That's the
mean,
thing.
It's learned. I think it's learned.
And I
yeah,
bet you me and
it's
Taz
a
is going to agree with this. I believe that it is genetic also. It's genetic and also it's learned.
It's
So you think it's a combination of both?
It's a combination, but you
I
have
can't
to
hear you,
think
Taz.
deep about that when we say it's genetics.
well, I didn't read that it was
got
learned.
you.
What I read was, like you said, it's genetic and well, I guess it is learned environmental. So, depending on their situation, depending on what environment they're in, if they were raised around a parent like that, they end up, you know,
I,
the genetic part of their, what I'm saying, the characteristic spills over into the child, and they then become one of those people. Um, Another
but
thing is that they because they said it's part of a personality disorder. So
okay.
them being I guess I don't know if this is correct to say, but lost in who they are. You know what I'm
But
saying?
I'm before you go into that, Francis, I'm back on the genetic and the learned traits. I can totally understand the learned aspect of it, or like Suela, you said taught or whatever, due to your environment, atmosphere, what you pick up in life. I get that part, but the genetic part, I'm still on the fence with, because I don't think you're born to be a narcissist or born being that way naturally. Yes, you do pick up things in the womb,
A lot of people, a
but
lot
whatever.
of people
But
say that kids are born empty or they have blank slates. That's not true, in my opinion. The baby kicks in your stomach when it hears your voice, right? They're
okay.
learning right then and there. That brain activity is already functioning. When they come out, every baby learns to walk at certain different times, right? You have babies that start to walk at 8 months. You have babies that start to walk at 12 months, right? It's just when their brain tells them, I'm ready. So a baby is learning inside the womb.
But
And
genetically,
I
these
feel like,
behaviors
do
to
you ever?
automatically just be me, self-absorbed.
No, I'm just gonna say, have you ever noticed that some of your kids have some of your traits and your personalities?
I was
Yeah,
just
Some things that
fixing to
maybe
bring that
you
up.
never even taught them.
Say that again, Francis.
I was just fixing to bring up what Judy just said. You got to remember, we we have children. Our children tend to do things that we had never taught them to do. We used to do them, but we ain't never showed them that we done them. And next thing you know, they're doing them. How do you think they got to do them? It's part of who we
Okay.
are that spilled over
They are a
into
part
them.
of you.
Yeah, they are. They are a part. They might be a product of you, but they're not you. They might do it a little different, but the point of the matter is they still do it.
So thought processes, because their thought processes are similar to ours, our children
Hey,
think like
that
us, so
brain
therefore
that
they're
brain
going
is
to
a part
act
of your
like
that
us.
brain is a part of your brain.
It also not only the brain, you got to do emotionally, yeah, mentally, physically, all of the above. Our kids take after us in some aspect.
But those, I can understand that too. But it just seems like, to be diagnosed, to actually say you are a narcissist is to be diagnosed with those repetitive, over and over, extreme, over the top, or exaggerated characteristics. Okay. So, but I'm just saying to say that a child that was born, because they're a part of you now, they have that because a genetic pass down. I don't
But
understand that. But
what may happen, let's just okay, put it like this. Say you got one person, they learned to be that way. You know what I'm saying? They have learned to be that way. And if you repeat something enough, it becomes you. It becomes a part of your daily life. It becomes who you are. Now, all of a sudden, this person gets pregnant and has a child. Now, the way they behave, it's not necessarily that they have taught it to their child, but their child watches it. So now they don't pick it up because they think it's the right thing to be do. They think it's the right way to be.
But wouldn't that still just be environmental what you learned?
That part
I'm not
that
gonna
is
say it's
part
from where
of
you
it.
learn. I say it's just that kid is made up of you, and most of the decisions that you make, your decisions that you make might be different from the way that I think. My thinking process is different from yours. So I feel like your kids, they're gonna have pretty much a similar process of thought like you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If they're faced with some kind of situation where they got to make a decision, pretty much your child might go right, pick this on the right, this path on the right. My child might pick this one on the left because they have a part of my thinking process. That's deep, but anyway, we ain't going.
Okay. So we
Moving on.
we
Moving
debated
on.
the genetic
Is it
versus
my
if it's
turn?
learned.
Is it
Go
my turn with
go ahead,
what Tanya was
Swalo.
saying? Is it
Go ahead,
my turn
Swalo.
with what I just
Yes.
was saying? I'm with Tanya on that one. I think it's the environment, the environment that the kids are in or whatever. All because how many parents do not say, "Oh, you are just like your daddy. Oh, you are just like your mama." So then that child's mind frame tends to go to that parent, to be of that parent, and that's where it comes from. Because I've raised so many different kids, and they are so opposite of their parents. Nothing like their parents, and it's just because of the environment. So I agree with Tanya on that one.
Okay, well, I'm gonna say
Okay.
this. I raised my son is adopted. I raised him. He never was raised by his biological. Never. I raised him 365. And guess what? Everything that I instilled in him, he showed some of that. But now that he has gotten older, he's showing everything genetically of his mama. Everything. Her outbursts that she used to have, all of that.
Mm.
Yes.
That is true. So I mean,
Something you
I'm
can't
open
stop
to
genetic.
accept.
You can't stop DNA.
This is definitely a conversation to have thoroughly later. But I definitely can be open to it. I can see it a little bit, but I'm still like, I think you learn it. Nate, what?
I agree to genetics too, and I'm gonna explain to you why. There's certain things that I watch my children go through that I would never do, and I'd be like, God damn, your daddy did that type of shit with his dumb ass. That couldn't have came from my part of my DNA. That couldn't have been.
Right.
But
Right. I get that.
all jokes aside, a lot of stuff that I endured in this narcissist relationship, and I'm not calling the dude a narcissist. I'm really not. But he had a lot of
Yes, you are, girl.
up one. My kids watch me endure it. They watch me go through it for 18 years. So now watching my girls be young adults and the things that they are accepted in their personal relationship, you can too teach them that, because I'm now telling my girls, because I did it, that don't mean you have to do it. I'm not saying that my way is the way to go. You know what I mean? Don't follow in my footsteps just because I stuck it out. So yeah, it can be
Learned
it can
and
be
genetics.
and genetics. Serious business.
Okay.
It really can. And when it comes to matters of the heart, love is blind. All four of us on
Yeah.
here can honestly say, five, sorry, can honestly say is blind. We have all done shit for a significant other that we wouldn't do on an ordinary day.
So would y'all say? Let me ask you, Francis Taz. Do you think that narcissism is more prevalent in males or in females?
It is said that it's more commonly in men.
Do you
Men are
agree?
more, yeah, yeah. Even though it's more in men, it's not to say or downplay the role of it being in women, because you do have some women who can be and have been narcissists.
I think that something I feel this time and the time we are now that it's probably equal. I think maybe that more back in the past or years back, I think that definitely would have been safe to say men were probably more than women. But the time we live in now, with the women empowerment and all our fighting for independence and all this other stuff, I really think that we're probably equal. And maybe because I was shocked to really see some documentaries to where men were talking about their spouses or girlfriends or just whoever they were with, turning it around on them. You know what I'm saying? They started off in healthy relationships. It was fun. The honeymoon phase was great, but then it started to be where she would name call. You're this, you're that, and without me, you could never be. And just making them feel really, just slowly picking them apart and making them feel small. And so I was really shocked to see that it was happening with a lot of women. So then I thought about it. I think the time we live in now, it might just be equal.
I don't think it's equal. I think it's more men because they're used to being in control anyway, and they're known for tearing women down, to gain that control in the relationship. Telling them that they're too fat or nobody ain't gonna want you. It's only me. I'm the one to make you look good, or or you can't make it out there without me.
Right?
I've had somebody to tell me I can just about get you to do anything that I want you to do because you thought you could break me down to be that woman. If that ain't narcissism, I don't know what the fuck is. And when he said it, you got to be out your mind if you think I'm that chick. I can be weak in the knees for the opposite sex, but I ain't that damn weak.
All right.
For somebody
All
to
right.
be bold enough to tell you they can manipulate you like that and put it in your face, that was pretty bold.
Go ahead, Taz.
Tanya says she feels like it's more on women. 7.7% are men, 4.8% are women. So it's mainly men.
Statistically,
Swaylo, what did you want to say?
Come on now. Y'all know I can't remember.
you so crazy, girl. Do you think that narcissism is more prevalent in males or females? And
I don't know. I would say it was equal, but Taz just gave the numbers. I really would say it was equal.
Even though we hear the numbers, I'm still leaning toward. I know, okay, statistically saying whoever's doing these polls, you get what I mean. But it just seems like I don't. It's here, so I guess we'll say it's equal, but or not equal, but it happens in both.
I bet you the 4% of women that are doing it, I bet they damn good at what the hell they doing.
What you say? I bet you.
Because a woman gonna
Smooth
plan
and
it out.
slick.
A woman gonna plan it out, baby, from A to Z. Because I do. Does that make me a narcissist, baby? Because I look, if I'm gonna go right, you best believe I done already planned out what time I'm gonna turn that corner to go right. I'm just saying.
But y'all, the thing that catches me is
I think that women are more prevalent to stay in the narcissist relationship.
relationship.
They'll stay in it.
More?
Yes.
I did.
Okay.
That's what I think. They say I'm a love this beast until he turns into a prince.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I did for 9 years. I did it for 9 years.
But it's like I'm still going back to my characteristics, what I do, the things that I do that I'm thinking is helpful, like making her plate and bringing her food, or washing her clothes, or just telling her that outfit may look better, or I don't know. Like it just seems like she tells me sometimes, "Will you let me have my own identity? Will you let me be?" And I'm looking at it like now we're talking about this topic. Am I one? Could it be me? Am I the secret covert narcissist?
Well,
You ain't
I am
even
too.
the iceberg, Tanya. You ain't.
Narcissist is self-absorbed. They're more to
Yeah, you're not
about their
self-absorbed.
part. They're not about their. It's not
Would y'all
about
say I
them,
am?
it's about their person.
No,
Nay, am I self-absorbed?
no.
You know,
To a certain
But see,
extent,
what'd you say, Francis?
I said to a certain extent bullshit because Judy done admitted her damn self. Judy will let you know it's all about Judy, what Judy wanted at that particular time. And she has, I mean, it's
But
to the
wait,
point the fact that she knows it and she has admitted it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit,
but okay, so
but a person who admits it, I wouldn't exactly call them that. That's just a person who are aware of what it is they got going on. They know how they are.
but it's the reasoning behind it, right? Isn't that what we clarified
There we
early?
go.
The reason why you do stuff could be why you are now a narcissist.
I would
Because
call
if
it
you did
self-love, unless it's self-love.
Self-love?
If you all into yourself, to me, that's self-love.
self-love,
Somebody
That's
gotta
get
love you,
your
love
ass out
yourself.
the mirror. That's what that
yo,
is.
no, oh, I look good.
hey,
Oh,
hey,
I
hey,
look
hey.
good.
No.
She
I'm
wouldn't
in the
be a
mirror now.
narcissist. No, hold on. She wouldn't be a
No.
narcissist simply because here it's like this. A narcissist disregards, remember, disregards everything and everyone around them. They don't
Okay.
care what's going on with that person. It's all
Okay.
it's the tables. They will still turn the tables and make it about them. It has nothing to do with your counterpart. It has nothing to do with your kids. It has nothing to do with nobody but them. Period.
Let me think about
You don't
this
have
for
to
a
think
minute.
about it
I'm
because
still thinking a minute.
another thing about it, another trait is they don't have empathy. I have empathy. I would give anybody the shirt off my back. So I can't say that I'm self-absorbed.
Okay. Okay.
But you know what?
Flashy me.
That was me back in the day.
So you
And
was
that,
a
because
narcissist, Swallow?
yeah, because that's how my pops taught me. He basically taught all of his kids that. Even his brother's kids kind of like taught all his kids that.
What specifically?
Yeah. Oh shit, it's all about me. It's all about me. Who gives a damn what anybody else want? It's shit. Basically his words were fuck everybody else. It's about me. And
But it's
and I guess that's the reason why, him and I
isn't
we
it a
don't talk
thin line
anymore.
though?
We don't have
Mm.
the relationship that we used to, because see, my mother tried to raise me one way, and that's what I'm saying. It was always, you're just like your daddy, you like your daddy's people, you crazy just like them Denison folks. That's all I heard growing up. So that's why I
Mm.
said that earlier, because now I'm like, okay, well shit, I'm just like them now. I have to act like them, basically. So that was
Mm.
my mind frame. So, but then, I hit my early 20s and found out that bastard didn't know nothing.
Damn.
And it
He
be like
didn't know
Damn.
that.
Damn.
nothing. He didn't. And he's the reason why my life was going the way it was, because I was living my life on how he taught me things. And it was all wrong. So,
So
Okay.
were you ever in any relationships where you tried to control the woman?
I controlled all of mine.
Pimp.
So do you think that's a narcissistic trait?
Pimphood. That's
But see, that's what I'm saying.
narcissistic
That was
behavior.
the old me. I controlled all
Okay.
of mine. So, that was the old me.
Did you
But,
actually care about their well-being though?
oh yeah, I
There's
did
some
that.
there's some pimps
Yeah.
that care
Okay.
To,
about they tricks
and
well being,
as
right?
long as I wasn't busy.
Make sure they close together.
As long as
That
you wasn't busy.
he said, long as I wasn't busy.
As long as I wasn't
Damn.
busy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was me back then, when I was, like I said, from, I guess, and this is sad what I'm about to say, but from the time I was, I guess, 13 until 24, 23, 24.
Yeah.
Taz, how old were we when we were roommates? Because that's when everything changed.
I believe I
What?
had
That's when you
Because of
changed not to be a
Taz.
I had just turned 30 at that point. I had just turned 30. Yeah.
Hold on, I can't hear
Well,
him. What'd you say?
She
she
said,
said she had just turned 30.
Just turned 30. Okay, well, 30. Yeah, so that's when it was 30.
Okay.
Well, I can say that I was in a relationship that felt like the woman that I was with was a narcissist. We would talk. I would try to point out things to her. I mean, I can even have recorded information. And if you got to start recording conversations, that ain't get the hell out. Get the hell out the relationship.
Yeah, what that
I mean,
mean?
yes, that's what it means. Get the hell out the relationship. I mean, we would be talking about stuff, right? And she will swear up and down that I didn't say something, and I know damn well I said it, and I could point it out to her. But she was doing this thing called gaslighting. That's where they try to make you feel like you crazy. Like, no, this is what you said when you really said it was something else.
Girl, that ain't that over
Yeah.
there. When you know you
So,
physically see it. Okay.
yes, that's what type of relationship I was in for many years. And finally, I just had to get out of it because it was making me feel like I was crazy. And that was the purpose of me starting to record these conversations, because I had to reassure myself, no, Judy, you're not crazy. It's really her ass. She's trying to make you feel crazy.
I've definitely been in that situation where you get accused of some shit you know you did or did not say, as if that's gonna make me change my damn mind. Motherfucker, I didn't say that. Excuse my French, y'all, but you're not gonna make me believe I said something I know I didn't say. Like, you crazy. It's your fault we going through what we going through because you allow X, Y, Z. Well, when do you stand for your own mistakes? Get out of your own way and stand up for what's wrong with you. And I asked the person, I was like, hey, if you want me to help you, I will help you seek help, but I can't do it for you. I will hell and hot water with you, but I can't do it for you. And they looked at me straight up and told me they didn't need any help. They was good.
Mm-hmm.
One of my biggest mistakes was in that relationship that I was just talking about was working around that person or compromising. You know what I'm saying? Saying, well, okay, I know they're this way, but that's okay. I'm just going to do something different. Maybe this will work. Maybe that'll work. You can't keep working around that person trying to compensate.
Just leave.
That's it. Just pack up and
Just
leave.
leave.
You know,
Because a narcissist will never look at themselves. They will never admit when they do anything wrong. They will never apologize. Have y'all noticed a narcissist will never apologize about anything?
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
very
They
hard
won't.
to say, very hard to do. You know, it takes time. I guess in that particular characteristic where you're saying the gaslighting, I guess it happens over time in layers, or it's like in layers. You know what I'm saying? It comes out in little bits because it's not at first. They're not going to try to. But what's the purpose in it? Is gaining control over you? I mean,
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes.
saying? Why would you want to intentionally make someone? Because I'm thinking about myself again. I'm reflecting, right?
Making you doubt yourself.
So-
So if you start doubting yourself, I have more control over you.
Okay, so there's
Because
a
you're going to think that everything that you do is not right and my way is right. So that's gaslighting, making you feel crazy. Your decisions are wrong. Judy's decisions are right. So maybe I need to just listen to Judy and never listen to my own conscious mind.
half the time whenever I'm talking about, I didn't say that. You didn't hear that. I didn't do that. That's just because I'm hiding something and I don't want to admit the truth behind whatever's going on. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I guess that would be a difference or whatever, just because I'm hiding what I don't want to talk about or want us to discuss.
That's the reason why I said I don't think that you should label personalities.
It's
I believe-
hard.
Yes.
Like she said, everything can fit in some kind of measure. You can say every characteristic trait can kind of controlling, being like you said,
Everybody would be
self-love.
narcissistic.
Everybody would be.
Everybody
one,
would be.
but it's that extreme, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how many personalities is in one narcissist person?
Probably a bunch. I mean, shit.
I'm gonna say at least 7 or
9.
8. I'm gonna say at least 7
Hell,
or 8.
there's I think 7 or 8 different types of narcissists. So I mean, you could have a super bomb.
You could just have
Somebody
one.
could have all of them.
You can just have one.
And it'd be extreme. And the crazy part about it is it goes from something really small to just trying to control a person's being controlling another person's whatever, to being physical. And that's the part that's really dangerous and scary. You know, looking at this, learning different parts of the levels that this is, that part that where it goes to the physical abuse, that's crazy. You know, that's really crazy. And then me and Jay were talking about, do y'all think that narcissist people, what did I say, are the abusive type? Remember
Yeah,
we were
you said.
discussing that.
Do you think that all narcissists are physical abusers?
That's what
Physical abusers.
That's what it was. And to me, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, because I mean, if you can have
I disagree. I think that just boils down to whether or not you can control your temper or not. Because
control.
you can be narcissistic and still, you get angry, but it's what you do with that. What do you do when you get angry?
Okay.
Say you then took a life skills class and you know how to control your anger. That doesn't mean that you're not a narcissist.
Still have those
That's right.
me, all type of controlling, whatever type of behavior. Okay.
Yeah.
Taz, what were you about to say?
I said probably not all of them. Some
Not
of
all
them
of
are
them.
more so- Yeah, some of them are more so self-absorbed with them They probably ain't got time to worry about putting no hands on you. All they want is that attention. But then you
Attention
got, but then
seekers.
you got, but then you got some that want that attention so much that they will go to those extremes in order to get the attention from the world that they weren't getting, just at home. Like for instance, think about serial killers or people who want to be in the limelight. They trying to make a statement. Nobody's listening to them. So what do? They go to the extreme. They start murdering people, all because they like to see themselves on TV. They like to see the attention. What was that? The uh, BK2 killer, whatever his name
Oh,
was.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
Him. He was one of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they
You know.
said.
So it's
What
yeah.
what about what about when you're in a relationship, right? And the person doesn't allow you to have friends or to have be close with your friends or your family, and you end up you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Do, is have any of y'all been in that type of situation? I mean, because maybe that person is trying to. Me and Jay again, we were discussing
We've
it,
been through that too.
and we were like, maybe
where I would tell her this person isn't good for you. But does that make me a narcissist because I'm telling you that this person isn't good for you? I call myself protecting you. I mean, if I see this person is abusing you verbally in front of me, what am I supposed to do? Just sit back and let you take it? And
Well, that's different.
so that
but
wouldn't be considered narcissistic
yeah, it
behavior.
seems different. But what if that's a family member of hers, and I'm telling her leave that family member alone? To her,
Well,
she's not ready.
sometimes
She's not ready to accept that.
And that's what it
she's not
was.
ready to accept the advice that I'm giving her. That this person is bad for you.
And at the time, I
but
was
like
like,
the-
you're just trying to control me. You don't want me to be around my family. You don't want me to communicate with my family. But it's like I had to come into my own to where I'm like more self respect for myself. You're not going to disrespect me. I'm not going to tolerate that. When I got into that, it was like, okay, well, maybe the things that she was saying makes better sense. It is not controlling. It is you're looking out for me. You understand? There's a separation.
She used to argue with me and talk bad to me and crazy to me because I'm trying to protect her. Because I'm telling her this person is talking down to you, they degrading you. Why are you putting up with it? You need to get this person out of your life. It's not that I'm trying to put you in solitary confinement or nothing like that. I'm just telling you this person is bad for you,
And
even
the
if
thing-
it's they're your family.
Before y'all say anything, the thing is about that, when I got to the point where I can communicate or stand up for myself, I guess is what I'm saying. My relationship with that family member is so much better now because, and I mean, I've communicated and voiced my concern, my issue I had, and we were able to work through that. And so we're able to. I'm just saying it worked out, but not realizing it made me feel like she was controlling me or trying.
She
to
thought I was controlling for a long time. Go ahead, Swalo.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's what just happened to my last relationship. It was, I heard things, I saw things, and things even happened to her to where it's obvious, and it affected her life. And she's still like gung ho, but this is my family, they can't do anything wrong to me. And I'm like, but they messed up your whole life. They messed up every relationship you in. They dog you behind your back, they talk about you, all this other stuff. And that's what I'm like, well, damn. Okay, so hey, it is what it is. Some people, the mind is just not right.
But I
Some
think when
people,
you're telling that female something about her family members, you're saying, hey, you're telling her something negative. Your family is not for you. That comes off in a negative way. She's not hearing that you're trying to help her. So she's looking at you like you're trying to control her whole
You're
life.
just controlling me.
You're controlling. You don't want me around nobody. You're trying to isolate me.
No
but the
friends,
thing
no
about it
family, no nothing.
is, but if the family can mess up your life, but then I come in and try to make things better, how can you not see that?
Because the love for her family is so strong. That
So
love for her
right,
family is so strong that she don't
right.
see it. You know how people
Mhm.
stay in relationships for so long because they're in love with that person.
Which, like I was
and
about to
eventually
say,
they get brainwashed, or it could be guilt. Taz, what was you about to say?
Hmm?
You was about to say something.
No,
You
I
wasn't?
was gonna, I
Okay.
was gonna, I was gonna say, I was gonna say that, no matter how bad we try to tell somebody that certain things are not good for them or certain things not going on, people are hurting them and they really don't see it. People don't, no matter who it is, people don't change until they want to change. It's
That's it.
almost like it's
That's
almost like
right.
they have to fall face first into a pile of cow shit before they sit up there and actually see that what you were trying to say to them, you know what I'm saying, really exists. But for a narcissist person, I do believe that for them, I don't think they, I think once they get so deep involved in that themselves and how things should be, if they try to change, I think they'll change for the moment to pull the wool over everybody's eyes, and then they go
I don't
back
think
to being that same person. You know what I'm saying? They gotta find another way around it
I don't
because
think a narcissist can ever change.
No,
because
I
no,
don't think
not
so either.
change completely. They will change only to benefit them. In order for them to get what they need, in order for them to be able to fool people again, once somebody has found them out, they will change for it's it's a mask. They're gonna cover it up until they can get to where they're at, to where they feel safe enough the real them can come out.
Okay.
It's
They're like a chameleon. They're like a chameleon. That's what it is.
it's funny that y'all say that because this too is something that I dealt with in my past, but in my younger days, my son's father was like that. Don't go here, don't go there, don't wear this, don't wear that. And in the beginning, you seem to think, oh, it's about my well
They
being.
love me. They care about every part of me. Right.
I went through, I'm talking about, I was 23, 24, and I had smoked my first joint ever in life. And you flip your whole lid. Like, I can't believe you did that. What's wrong with you? Oh, you done lost your. So I'm like on her outer body, like my body. I'm like, this motherfucker is for the
Really
last 6
telling
years,
you.
you have been controlling my every move. Just because you're not physically hurting me, just because you're not mentally beating it in my head, because I think you genuinely love me and care about me, of course I'm going to take what you're saying into consideration. But when the first time I go left and do something that I think that I want to do, the whole shit blew up. It's just like Francis said. He played it real smooth.
And safe.
I'm talking about for a whole year and a half. Like, baby, I'm trying to tell you because I want us to go here. I want us to go up. I don't want us to stay here. I don't want us to plateau. I want to have the world with
Keep
you.
climbing and all that other stuff.
But as
Yep.
soon as I stepped out and I hit that joint and I became that ghetto chick and I'm out there popping my booty in the club, you out there
You
trying to be
dumb.
just like them hoes. You want to be just like, why? Because I went out? Because two of
So
my friends took me out?
so you lose your who you are, your own personal
You lose
identity.
it. You
When
end up
you
losing it
do
because
y'all
you think that person's got your best interest at heart. You lose pieces of yourself day in and day out. You do.
okay. Do you think that's a true statement that you end up losing who you
Hell,
are?
yes, it's a true statement. Yes,
I
but like I said, once they
I
start
agree.
brainwashing you, you don't believe in yourself. You start to doubt. You have self doubt, and you start to believe in the narcissist.
So-
Everything that they say is right. They say that I'm not good enough. They say that the only reason why I have this is because of them. So then you start becoming dependent upon them,
So
and
how-
that's where that control comes in.
Okay, so you're wrapped up. You're all in it.
You will look better if you lose a little weight. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Well, how do you
Yes.
get out of that? If you're so caught up and you're so deep in it, now we talked about the different traits and behaviors and the red flags and signs, but
And
now
they
you're
even
in it. So
they even create make believe problems. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could be having a good day, and all of a sudden y'all walking on the beach together, and they say, you know what? I think that you thinking about cheating on me right now.
shit.
No,
Yeah,
Judy, I got
just
one
out of
for you. I
nowhere,
got
just
one
out of
for you.
nowhere. They just
I got
come
one
up
for
with some
you.
shit.
You
Y'all
cheating
both
on
got
me.
laughing. I got one for you. What you put in my drink? You trying to kill me?
Oh my God.
You
I've
just
been
slipped
with
stuff
you
in my
17
stuff.
years. Now all of a sudden I'm trying to kill you.
That's it. That part.
I'm finna to call the police. I'm finna to tell them you tried to kill
Oh
me.
Lord.
So again, how do you?
Pulled a whole stripe down the seat. Thought it was gonna turn colors.
Girl, shut up.
Your kids bringing people over here to spy on me. If that
Let
ain't
me read
narcissism,
this
I don't know
comment.
what is.
Tremaine says, I was with a narcissist for 20 years. I only realized it the last 6. Wow.
Damn.
They play like they changed, but no, same foul motherfucker.
Damn.
They hide it well. They hide it well.
Wow.
And like I said, a lot of women, they stay in
And
the
you know
situation thinking
what?
that they can change that person.
I'm not gonna say nothing about that comment right there. That she
Stop
just
I,
commenting.
yeah.
why? Okay. Okay. I want you to say something about it. Amber says, I am not sure. I think her appointment is at what? At 11. Huh?
Nigga,
No.
what you talking about, Gary?
Amber, you in the wrong chat.
Gary, what you talking about, Gary?
Oh, God. Oh. Swalo, go ahead and
And elaborate.
respond. Yeah.
Nah,
Why you don't want to say
I'm
nothing about
good.
that comment?
Nah, I'm good. I'm
Could she
good.
be talking about you?
Nah, cause then that
I'm
means she gonna
done.
end up calling after the show.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Look,
But
so
they always, sometimes some people really think, that the grass is green on the other side, but then,
Yeah.
they jump that fence and then they find that shit out. That's all I'm saying. That type shit right there. Ain't that right, Miss J? Nah,
That's
okay.
right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
I think it's a thin line, though, y'all. When we're talking about this narcissistic stuff, it's a really thin line because people say, "Oh, you're conceited." Like Francis was talking about people being conceited, but if you say conceited, I mean, like you say, as self-love, I care about myself.
Oh,
But
I done
when
been
is it
there.
overboard? Just when
I
is
don't.
it?
I don't think there's a such thing as being overboard.
But it has to be because then you would be a
No.
narcissist.
No.
There's a
But
such
see,
thing
some
now.
people, some people have it confused. Okay, so that's just like me. Okay, so my woman leaves the house. Okay, just let me know you make it to your destination safely. I don't give a damn where you're going. But some people think, oh well,
You
now,
trying to control everything.
yeah, she got to check in. No, I just want to make sure she make it there safely because hell, anything can happen between here and there. Like I
Okay,
said,
okay.
you
I
don't have
don't.
to tell me where you're going. You don't even have to call me. Just send me a text and say, "Hey, I made it."
What
No,
about
I don't
Swalo want
believe
to
that it's
know.
overboard.
Swalo want to know if you went left so her ass can go right. She lied. She lied.
Yeah, there
Now
you go. There you
that was
go.
the old me. Now that
But
was the old me. I don't
I
do that
don't
anymore,
believe
man.
that. I don't believe that it's overboard to love yourself. I believe your life, your happiness, that's your responsibility, and you have a choice.
You
And
don't
it's
think it's
funny, Judy.
overboard?
Nope.
I'm learning
It's your
that today.
responsibility to make sure that you're happy.
I am learning
Yeah.
that today at 45. I just did a live about that. It is okay to tell everybody else, hell no, it's about me. Because if you don't start loving yourself and looking at your inner self and all you doing is pouring into someone else, you ain't gonna never be happy. You ain't gonna
No.
never be happy because your world is all about everyone else, but never about you. Sometimes
Well,
take that time to yourself.
but you're empty at that point because you drained yourself trying to fulfill everybody else. Now you are just empty,
Yeah.
and you can't be like that.
That's true.
That's a definite true fact. I agree with Judy. I love me at 45. Now, if you'd asked me that at 35, I'd have been like, girl, I'm all about these kids about the world be to death. But at 45, 10 years later, hell no, I tell my kids, no, quick fat, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I
But
got
see, a lot of people don't know what self-love is. A lot of people don't know that, taking time to yourself, you have to have me time. It like y'all keep saying, it's okay to tell people no. You have to have peace. If you don't have that peace and that quiet to think and clear your mind, you never love your damn self because your mind is always going because everybody got you going from this place to that place to this place. When are you gonna learn you?
what
That's
about
So,
right. Go ahead, Taz.
oh, go ahead.
No, I
Go
was
ahead,
just gonna
Taz.
say, earlier we was talking about like when I said it's one thing to be conceited. Okay, so so one of their behaviors is being overly conceited and boastful and pretentious. So conceited is
conceited and
part of that.
pretentious?
I love it, baby.
So it is part of that.
I better say
And
I look good every day that day I've ever done.
But I have to
but
say,
I think
this,
it's the over the top,
Yeah, I know what you mean, though.
yeah, the excessiveness of that. Like some people, like I ain't gonna lie, I used to always think somebody who thought that they were cute were too conceited, and I could not stand a conceited person because I'd be like,
right?
bitch, you human just like me. You know what I'm saying? What makes you better than anybody else? But
Okay.
then as you get, that was in my younger days, but as you get older, you know what I'm saying? Being conceited, I mean, it's not a bad thing unless it's just overly excessive. It's like all about
Over the
you.
top.
You the only one. You and your homegirls finna get ready to go out. Go out. But you don't care about nobody outfit but yours. You got to make sure that you the baddest one of them all. You the one that's looking good. You the one
So
getting the attention. You know what I'm saying? Just so conceited is part of their trait.
I agree. And so if a person never asks how you doing or what about you or shows any concern towards you or another, you know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship and that person's never asking you how are you doing and always expecting you to talk about what they're doing and how they are and their well-being, you didn't separate my mashed potatoes from my steak. You know what I mean? If you just if they never ask how you want your food prepared or they care about anything with yourself, never ask you how you're doing, I guess that might be a red flag sign.
yes,
Never show any
definitely.
concern. You got a friend that's always talking about, girl, yeah, my outfit was something, my shoe, yeah,
I believe in any relationship, friendship,
any type of relationship.
You have to show interest in each other.
I think this narcissistic stuff is really prevalent in the workplace too, because your boss is probably, you know what I'm saying? It's like in work, like it's the demands are all about the job or whatever, and they're not concerned necessarily about the employees. You get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. The bosses are really just self-absorbed. It's all about work, making production, this and that, and not worried about the employees that are trying to pour everything they have into it also. So I don't know. That just made me think about it. I'm like, maybe in work too.
Let me see what Amber got to say real quick. Amber says, I am starting to do things for me and take time for myself. I am starting to do things that make me happy so that my family will be happy.
I know that's
All
right,
right,
girl.
that's right. Like I said, you are in control of your happiness. That's your responsibility. No matter how it look or no matter how somebody may label it. And to me, I feel like you can't label personalities. You can't.
But see, some people scared to be alone.
That's
You know,
right. That's why they act out a certain way.
Yeah, but they don't. What they actually don't understand is once you learn to love yourself, that being alone is the best feeling that you could possibly have. Because you can't give yourself shit like that. You can't talk shit to yourself. I mean, you can, but you know, I mean, if you're crazy, but go ahead, record yourself, whatever, listen to yourself talk shit. But you don't have to deal with nobody else's shit. Then you can focus and see that's why a lot of people don't accomplish goals and all this other stuff. It's because everybody else's business is theirs instead of them trying to stay focused.
Okay.
I made a shirt one time saying that the best advice I can give a person, it costs you a dime just to stay out of mine, please. I made a shirt like that one day.
Yeah.
I mean, because people do they be so all in your business trying to tell you what's right and what's wrong that they ain't thought about sweeping across their back porch not one.
You know, I thought about something. I was thinking in some of my past relationships, because I've been listening to everybody share their personal past relationships and maybe the things they went through. So I was like, okay, I was with somebody that was giving me a lot. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like it wasn't just in the beginning. I realized it was toxic when it became too much. It's like you're always buying me something. You're always giving me something. You're always checking, love, wanting me like glued to you like this at every point in past. I can't go pee. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if I wanted to go to the grocery store or do whatever, I gotta. Where you going? Well, I can come with you. I mean, I never had a separation in that person. And at first it was like, oh, this is so nice. You know, you always want to be in my company and in my spirit, but it was smothering. It became to be smothering. So then that's when I kind of realized, okay, no, something's wrong with this. You know, get an attitude or get real mad, and we got into arguments and fights. I mean, it was almost like physical because it was. I don't want to keep checking. I want you right here in my space. You don't have to keep on being like this.
Now let me ask you this. So how do you feel now that you're always in my space?
But it's
24/7.
Then now I have to say it's shut up.
No, I'm just showing you that that cannot be a characteristic of narcissistic.
You're right. I definitely agree.
Because right now you're happy in this moment unless you can speak it now, forever hold your peace. If you're not happy now, 24/7.
Let me do what Sinead think. Let me think.
Let me think of it.
Oh Lord.
No, but see, because she'll go crazy. If I go up the street to Walmart. If I go up the street to Walmart right now, she'll be like, "Where are you at?" I feel funny being in this house by myself.
The roles are reversed.
That's the reason why I say you cannot label personality.
I'm a narcissist.
Because
And
you have some of those traits don't mean that you are narcissistic.
I was finna
I'm just
scream
gonna say
at
you wasn't in
SOS.
love back then.
That's it.
I was finna scream at SOS because that's Mr. Belvedere. Where you at? Where you going? You need me to come get you? I'll take you over there. I'll pick you up, baby. It's all right. I'm finna get unhooked from dialysis. I'm on my way right there. God damn, man.
just do you just but I understand.
So, do you consider him controlling or narcissistic?
Yes,
Because he wants to be.
Mr. Belvedere definitely has traits of being narcissist. He really does.
Wow.
And
But it could be just love, Nate, and
it is love.
concern.
It is love, and it's something that I'm not used to. All jokes aside, y'all.
See, now there you go, the
It's
difference in
something
it.
that I'm not used to. So having someone being over concerned about me makes me look at you out the corner of my eye, like, bitch, what's next? What's around the corner?
Okay.
But
Okay.
that's the hood chick in me. That's Grayson County, which I'm trying to bury her, but she keeps trying to come back to
Baby, that's not going nowhere. So that's love. So you're right, Jay. When you look at it, trying to put a label on it, like just a blanket over the whole thing, you can't do that because you have to pick apart each individual thing and the reasons why behind each individual characteristic.
Exactly.
You can't just say, "Oh, that's narcissistic behavior. You're a narcissist."
I mean,
Yes,
if
you've
that's
been
the case-
labeled and stamped.
If that's
But
the
see,
case,
this-
100% of us are.
But see, that's just it, like just to check on you, make sure you're okay. That's love. But having to know where you are, who you with, and no, you can't.
You're 10 minutes late coming to the house where you've been cheating.
That's something totally different. That's
Yep.
something totally different.
I just believe that all these diagnoses, they got a diagnosis for every damn thing. Back in the day, there wasn't no damn such thing as ADHD. You got your ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was. Now they want to make it. Then now they want to start making excuses for our behavior.
A whole disorder. There's a disorder for everything. Like the way I'm chewing this gum could have an actual scientific
You know what?
disorder.
To me, it's just called generational
Just saying.
curses. That's all it is. It's just generational curses. Things, just repeat it until somebody says, "Hey, I don't want to repeat this cycle, so I'm going to stop it."
Yeah, we still haven't talked about it. When you're in it, you're caught up in it. It could, and I'm talking about the kind, like I said, these things I believe they don't just show up in the very beginning of relationships or encounters with friends. You get that fake facade at first.
That's
So
the
when it
scary
starts
part.
to slowly get you, you're caught up. So now that you're caught up, how do you get out of
That's
it?
the scary
Yeah,
part.
check this
Because
out.
once they take power and control over you, you're no longer believing in yourself. So you're not going to get out because you're going to think everything they do is right.
I think eventually you say
Eventually?
something's wrong, something up's here.
Yeah, but y'all check this out. This is what I said. I was like, but damn, what happened to the person that I met in the beginning? You know what she told me? Fuck that person you met. Act like you never met that motherfucker. I said, you know what? You sure right. You
So
sure
you was
right.
just strong. You were strong enough to just say forget about it
You
and
sure
walk
right.
away.
And then you know what? It was time for me to go ahead and leave because I knew then, that I knew what that was. I'm like, yeah, you trying to play these games and you show pushing on close to 60 to be that damn, still playing them games
No
like that.
better, no better, no better.
We only got a few minutes, but how many of you, I can admit it, so I'm going to say yes, I do. But how many of you can actually say a little bit, you see a little narcissism in yourself?
Everything that I've learned about this topic, I say I can apply to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, now I'm going to be sitting here. She's going to be hearing about this, I swear to God, for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to either call her one or I'm going to say, is that me? I'm just, this could be an issue. But we'll be talking about this probably on Thursday.
Yeah.
Just saying. Francis, what about you? You ever been in a situation? Do you see traits within yourself?
Are you speaking to me?
Child, who else?
Oh, probably so. I probably see maybe a few traits. Yeah, I have been with somebody, my ex-husband.
How did you get out of it? What were your, like, enough is enough?
You got one time to put your motherfucking hands on me and think I'm gonna stay. I
You
ain't
gotta
gonna
go.
do it. I don't care how much I love you. I don't care how much I'm in love with you. Once you hurt me, it's a done deal. I got to move around. I no longer feel the same about you. I don't, and this and these feelings don't over time go away. When soon as you do it, the way I see you has totally changed right then and there. The way I feel about you has changed, and I walk away. I've always been that way,
So
and it's not going. And I'm gonna want it to change. You see what I'm
so
saying?
the physical aspect is what made you say enough is enough. I'm done with that.
Well,
Okay.
it was not only that, it was also the mental part. You know what I'm saying? I don't like for somebody to feel like, you know what I'm saying, it's only what they want, when they want it, how they want it. Everybody else, it really don't even matter. I don't like to be around that.
I understand that
So
negativity it sucks you out and takes away your own personality and your own character. I get that.
I say before you give your
it
all,
was for the
slowly.
kids. You
Oh,
know
go
what I'm
ahead.
saying?
All for the kids. Uh-huh.
Yeah, you got to think about the kids.
You
You know,
right about that.
it's one thing to be in it yourself, but to also have kids
Children
children
also
raising
involved in
you,
it.
that's a whole different ball game. Nigga, I'll bust your
Hmm.
head to the white meat. I'm not
Right on, right on.
I say when you start out in these relationships, go slow. Don't give all of you. Because giving all of you, that's too much. You know
Well,
what I'm
you know
saying?
what
You
they
get
say
lost.
about the men that they take forever. They will take in court and do whatever they got to do for years
Before what?
before it all come out. No.
I don't think you can hide those traits for long. I say give them about 4 or 5 months and
Oh
you'll see the
shit.
true
Y'all see the
you see
truth.
the true side.
Give them 3 months.
Okay.
3 months.
What advice would you give, Nay, to somebody that's in a relationship that's tearing them down or whatever? The other person's tearing them down. How would you tell them to get out?
Take a minute, step back, take a mental note for yourself. Take time for yourself. Once you look into your inner self, you will know what to do, whether you choose to stay or go. Once you step back, take a deep breath, and then think of self, or like Francis said, think of your children. You'll know what to do because I mean, I did. It took me 9 years, and I say that a lot. I know y'all have heard me say that a lot. But within those 9 years, I learned a lot about myself. So I had to take a step back to realize that I was better than what I was being dealt.
There you go.
I think God gives everybody that little something on the inside where you start to have that feeling of something ain't right. And if you got that feeling of something ain't right,
Believe your gut.
believe
Especially
it.
women.
Open
Women,
your
make sure
eye,
you
do
believe in your
something.
gut feelings.
Definitely.
Taz, what advice would you give? Or did we already ask you that?
no. Just, you know, don't be so quick to rush into anything. Understand that, everybody want to have that specific person, you know what I'm saying? They want somebody there that they can cuddle with. You might want that, but take your time and peep out everything about the person's actions. Start looking. Don't try to pass it off as, oh, it ain't nothing, or pay attention to what you got going on.
You took forever. I'm sorry. I know we're trying to end the show, but you took forever before you finally started telling me things that bothered you. That's what I'm saying. Like we're 18 years in this. You know what I'm saying? Going on 19, and then she starts to tell me that some of the things that I'm doing are controlish ish, and I'm like I don't see it because I like things a certain way, and it has to be. I mean, I don't know, thin line, evidently, like we already discussed. There's
It was easier just to go along, go along with it. Sometimes it's easier instead of trying to explain to the person and trying to teach a person. You know what I'm saying? So it was better just for me. I don't want to argue. I'll just go along with it. It's okay, as long as it's not killing me.
Certain things, yeah, you do let slide because
It
I
wasn't
do.
that.
Don't let it all
Yeah, it
slide.
wasn't that big. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? For
Yeah.
instance, a simple example: she might get up and cook breakfast, and since she cooked it, she wants me to eat right then and there. Drop what the hell you doing? You to get your ass to the table and eat. I do it when I know she cooking in there and I smell the food cooking. I'm at the table waiting. Forget a shower. I take it after she get through and I eat my food so she's satisfied. You know what I'm saying? Just simple things like
Right.
that. But to me, sometimes it came off as controlling because maybe I don't want to eat right now, but just because you cook, I need to come eat.
the intention behind the action. So just because you got the feeling that something's wrong and something's off, then just sit back and analyze. Just take a few seconds. All right, well,
The thing I have to say again is your life, your happiness is your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice whether or not how you want your life to be. And I choose happiness and peace.
Yeah, you gotta have
Okay.
peace. If you don't have peace, you can't figure anything out.
So that's one reason to get up out of these narcissist relationships. If
Or
you
friendships.
value your or with friendships, sometimes you gotta let people go. So if you value your happiness and your peace, you'll walk away.
Check out my
All
post on
right.
Facebook. Check out my post.
All right, y'all. Y'all make sure that y'all like, share, subscribe to us on YouTube. And y'all, we'll see y'all back on Thursday, 7:30, same time, same place. All right, y'all. Have a good night. It's been Str8 Talk. We love y'all.